Hey everyone out there in the land of YouTube, this is Annette Dion, host and founder of the Psychic News Network. I decided to jump on. It's a little late in the day, but we can squeeze in a little Psychic News Network video, right? No, it's not December yet, Annette. It's November 29th, 2021. It's been a busy time. I want to give a shout out to all you that were following Linda G that have kind of also come to me, and I appreciate it. I appreciate your camaraderie, and I really appreciate your nice comments so much. And all you that have watched Church of Spirituality, it's been a really good time. Things have been good. Life is good. Don't let anyone kid you. Life is good. So I've been busy and just really briefly, I hired a personal assistant. So if anybody's emailed me for a reading, just if you can just be patient, that would be great, because we're kind of sifting through things, and I'm gratefully very busy. Grateful to Linda G. We're probably going to do our 2022 forecasts in the near future. I'm talking to Corey about jumping on with him, and maybe we'll have Linda and Corey and me. That would be a blast. Let's get to the news, shall we? The breaking news story, after a while it's not breaking news anymore, right? Like, what? The breaking news story is Omicron. Is it Omicron? I don't have a list, but I think it's Omicron, or sounds like a new computer. It's not, it doesn't have me worried. I'll just tell you that right off the bat. It doesn't have me worried. Of course, COVID is horrible, and you know, I was just briefly reading about the Spanish flu pandemic, which was in 3 waves. I think it was just 1918, but it was in 3 waves. So the wave thing is something that's just, you know, we're gonna experience that for a while. Really hard to get a handle on this one. If you remember when it first came, the coronavirus, the novel coronavirus, the novel, because it was new. Remember that way back? I know it seems like ancient history and the whole scheme of things, and so much has happened. But the, remember it was like this round ball, it's this round ball, and it has all these crowns, and that makes it more transmissible. I'm not a scientist, obviously. But so these mutations make it really tricky to tame, right? There's a lot of ways it can affect. There's a lot of ability for the virus to infect. So it was scary, and it's not as scary now because we know more about it. It was, and we weren't prepared in the least bit, and not even a little. Because 45 threw away the pandemic book that Barack Obama's administration handed to him. If you're a fan of 45, you don't have to listen to me. It's a free country still. He threw away the playbook basically for pandemics, for the protocol. So we were in a really scary place. This is my long way of saying we were in a really scary place because we did not know what we were dealing with. We had no clue. Remember, I know maybe some of you are still washing your groceries with bleach, but we were, if you had OCD, it was really bad. I don't, thank God, but if you had OCD, it was really, really, I'm sure, over the top. This virus is a coronavirus. I just am not afraid. Well, it's never going to be afraid anyway, and I'm not undermining the danger of it and the need to be safe and protect yourself. But I'm just not feeling. I've said, oh, the justice card just flipped over. Oh, maybe they want us to talk about justice. I have felt all along that the most highly transmissible and contagious and vicious was the Delta. Not was like past tense, but is the Delta variant. Just because we're moving on to a new mutation doesn't mean that Delta's not still around. So yeah, we have to be extremely careful. The numbers will spike after Thanksgiving. It's just not going to be like we saw before because now we have vaccines. I'm predicting something that isn't a vaccine that will protect us from the COVID virus. That remains to be seen. I have some thoughts about what that is. It may also be an injection, but not a vaccine. So that's down the line, and I don't want to get into any trouble on YouTube for saying that. It's just an impression, and this is for entertainment purposes only. The numbers will spike after the holidays. Yeah. My original prediction, you may have heard me say it before, March 2020, I saw, the guides showed me 1 million deaths before we get a total handle on it. And getting a total handle on it, as those of you who followed me have, it's been told to me, a total handle on it will be January of 2024. We have some time to go. I think Mother Nature's just trying to slow us down because that's the first thing that happened, because we have to slow down. On that note, I just want to say I was watching, I wasn't going to say it. I have an app called Curiosity Stream that David Pakman recommended because he always endorses something at the end of his show. He's on YouTube. And so it's an app called Curiosity Stream. So they have some cool little videos, documentaries about science things. And one is about the dinosaurs, and it's so interesting. I still like to learn about dinosaurs and about how they had a mass extinction. So some of these dinosaur experts were saying, looking at our planet, that we're in an extinction. That's all I'll say. I don't want to ruin your day. It's only the beginning of the week. We have a little ways to go. That's conceivable. Extinction. Well, we haven't taken very good care of the planet. We need to do better. Okay, so the Five of Cups. There are some countries that are going to really suffer from this variant. It's going to be hard. South Africa is going to get hit really hard. It reminds me of Italy. Remember, Italy got so badly hit by COVID at the very beginning, and India. We all got hit, but there were some countries that were like really hit. And South Africa looks like one. Pray for people that are suffering. Just pray. The Three of Pentacles. This is indicative of building something anew to deal with this variant. I'm not a fan of people taking a whole bunch of shots. We hope it doesn't come to that, right? Not for any danger, just because we need other options. The Justice card is, this is indicating, because I'm talking about the virus, so this is indicating that the country's getting together and sort of collecting all the vaccines that they can send to Africa. For fairness, that's about fairness. So that's what I have on the new variant. Omicron or something like that. What'll they come up with next for a name? Because, and let's ask the pendulum. This is a good question. How many more variants do we have to go? Why not ask, right? How many more COVID variants do we have to go? After this one, after the Omicron or whatever it's called. Do we have one more to go? 2? 3? It's looking like 3. It's looking like, so just be prepared. I'm not a scientist. I just watched dinosaur shows. It looks like 3 more variants before it really ends. I know. Do you remember when COVID first hit? And it's crazy to think about it right now, because so the restaurants locked down. Here where I live in Massachusetts, the restaurants shut down really suddenly. It was right before St. Patty's Day weekend, and my friend who has a restaurant on the corner, he's like, we just tapped the keg of Guinness, we have to get rid of it. Yeah, anyway, so we had a beer in the middle of the day, and And we're sitting there and we're like, oh, gee, I wonder how long this is going to last. And we were like, oh, probably like 2 weeks. That wasn't a psychic impression. It was just that I couldn't conceptualize months and months going into years. It's amazing. It's amazing. I don't mean to make light of it. It's just like, it's amazing how we think. We think things are, oh, it'll just be over in a second. You know, that's the way we think. We, in our country, the Western world has no concept of this might take a while. Okay. It does, wow, this does indicate a big shift. This is a death card. This is going to make us kind of like go, well, you know, it's going to, these COVID variants are going to change the face of the world. Now, I know the cards look dire, but they're not that bad. I promise, they're not that bad. It's going to change the way we do things. It reminds me, I have a commenter who did mention that. And now that I'm seeing these cards, I agree. It's going to change the way that the world... This is not necessarily death, the death card. This is about changing. Big change. Huge change. All this international travel is a problem. Because we get all kinds of things that other countries have, and it's hard to... We can't quarantine an entire country anymore. So this is looking at other options and other possibilities. I think we're actually going to see a reduction, gradual, I don't mean immediate. I think we're going to see a reduction in trade and international travel. It's not like the world that we live in is going to end. Unless it's by mass extinction. I'm sorry, I'm on that little like... Trade is going to be affected somewhat. I think the shortages that everybody was worried about, that I said it's not going to be a problem, is an indication. It's almost like it's a preparation for us to actually think about those cargo ships and think about trade and think about how busy the high seas are and how busy the skies are and, you know, how much of that is going on. This COVID virus is going to change the way we are as a world, the way we operate as a world. It's going to change that. I want a little more information about that. Because those cards were intense, actually. Did you notice? We keep getting the Three of Pentacles. I mean, this is really a time of rebuilding from scratch a lot of stuff. So we're going to rework the way that we do things internationally. And it looks like it's going to be when Kamala and Joe Biden are at the helm. So it's going to be soon that we see big changes in the way that we operate as a world. Might be time for that. Might be time for changes in that arena. I'm not going to stay too long tonight because I want to fly out of my office by 9 p.m. because the lights go off. I talked to the landlord about that. Not my lights in my office, but the stairwell lights. It's a little spooky as it is, right? It's an old building. I want to look at Boebert. I did look at her before. I want to look at what's going on with her because you know what? She made these horrible comments about Omar and it was just so inappropriate. And she strikes me as a really dumb broad. I'm sorry. That's probably not a nice thing to say. But I'm a woman, so I guess I can say that. But she is, she's off her rocker. I got to tell you, Boebert, she supposedly apologized, and I don't see any meaning to that apology. Somebody put her up to it. Actually, instead of looking at her, I'm going to look at how this is affecting Kevin McCarthy, who won't say a peep about this glorification of racism, this glorification of violence, this glorification of harassment. Kevin McCarthy's just like, do-do-do-do-do, do-do-do. That drives me crazy. Does it drive you crazy? It drives me crazy. Oh, I was asking the other day if you all had... a name for, the Marjorie Taylor Greene and Boebert and who's the other one? Another horrible one. Anyway, somebody said traitor tots. And McCarthy, maybe it was. Traitor tots. Who said that? That was funny. There were some other good ones too. That one stuck in my mind. Kevin McCarthy's feeling like he's all isolated, all alone out there. Like, I don't know. He actually doesn't know who his friends are. That's Kevin McCarthy. These are the secrets. It's the January 6th Commission. Kevin McCarthy's feeling like he's out there on a limb and he doesn't know if he's going to just break off the branch and fall to the ground. And then this is because there are secrets and he's not sure which way to move. And the secrets are, as we know, are about January 6th. Speaking of January 6th, you got to see that clip of Dr. Anthony Fauci and what he said about Ted Cruz. They're all part of the same traitor tots camp. And yeah, so this is the card of secrets. The January 6th Commission is holding the goods. I've seen this before, and I've seen this a lot when we ask about the January 6th Commission. So Kevin McCarthy doesn't know. He's like painted into a corner. He doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know what to do. Whenever I think about the January 6th, that whole thing, and you know, the plan and all that, the thing that they didn't plan for, thank God, they did not plan for it not to work. And Kevin McCarthy was part of it. This channel is for entertainment purposes only and based only on my psychic impressions and psychic facts. Psychic facts. That's what I call them. All right, now we'll ask about Boebert. Boebert, is she in trouble? Is Boebert in trouble? Oh yeah. Wow, I keep getting the Three of Pentacles. Yeah. Oh yeah. The women that she's harassing are much more powerful than her, and that's what Boebert does this. Lauren Boebert does this because she actually is intimidated by these women. So she attacks them so she can feel more like, oh, look, all these people think it's funny what I'm saying, these racist things. And this is about the women she's attacking. Not so fast. The women that are being attacked by the Marjorie Taylor Greenes and the Boeberts, they're making a plan to put an end to this crap. Excuse me. I mean, I guess that's not a swear word. Yeah, because this is about what Boebert is facing. It ain't pretty. This is the power of the women that she has been attacking. It's not, I mean, this, you know, the 45 and the Bannons and the McCarthys and the Ted Cruzes and, you know, like the mentality is like, I don't know what's wrong with their brains, but it's like they don't go from, you know, here's my thought, and here will be the consequences. If I carry out this heinous thought, it's fine to have a heinous thought. Don't act on it. But they don't think about, and Boebert's like that. You know, they're all like that. They don't, like, I don't know what you would call it. I guess if you worked with, you know, brain people, if you're a psychologist, you'd be able to say what that is. It's not critical reasoning. It's kind of thinking about consequences. Consequential thinking. They have no concept. Anyway, so Dr. Fauci gets up and Ted Cruz is calling for his, I don't know, persecution or something. I don't know what it was. But I just know that I turned on this little news clip last night when I was going home and I was like, what was he trying to get, you know, Dr. Fauci, like, thrown in jail or something for... But Fauci had something to say about that. And he connected Cruz to January 6th. Because Dr. Fauci knows. You know, he's in the inside group. And boy, he let him have it. It was beautiful. And I hope that's the beginning of a new start. I hope that's the beginning of people coming together and going, It's time for the Democrats and the people that are in positions of leadership, like Fauci is, to tell it like it is, to just call them out on it. I'm going to pull 3 cards about that. Are they just going to get called out for what they're doing? Like, that's what I'm visualizing. Fauci did it. We all can do it. What are you thinking? You can't get away with that. And we're going to stop letting them get away with it. Yeah, so this is them. We're going to hear a lot more spewing venom, vitriol, hatred, racism, violence. We're going to hear a lot more of it. And then we will have had enough collectively. And we're going to see, plans made. It's mostly the women that are going to be kind of fighting back. But the magician is, we're going to turn this around. It's going to backfire on them. It is. It's going to backfire on them. What goes around comes around. It's going to backfire. It is. Okay. Let's do one more question about... I know. Sometimes I don't even want to go here, but let's see what's going on with 45. Let's see what's going on with 45 and his cohorts. Let's just see what's going on with 45, because, we keep hearing talk here and there. Now and again and again and again. Oh, he's going to run in 2024. None of the psychics are seeing that. What's going on with him right now? And, the whole collective, the whole group of the 45 and his cohorts. What's going on with them? The Death card. Despair. Looking at the end. Trying to figure out how to keep some kind of balance. I've said more often than once that I feel like they're wanting to formulate a plan. 45 and family and company. 2 more cards about that. I also have to go to the grocery store. I gotta go. Okay, I just wanted to check in with you guys. Okay, the 2 of Swords, they don't know where to go. They don't know how to escape. And the 6 of Cups, yeah, this is it's not looking good for 45 and his family. It isn't. I'll tell you what, you guys, I might be back tomorrow. I have a feeling there's going to be a ton of news this week. And we're heading into another eclipse. We are the sandwich filling and the eclipse sandwich, because we had that lunar eclipse, the longest one in 600 years, that blew me out of the water, as you all can probably tell. We had that one, and then on December 4th, this weekend, we have a solar eclipse. And it must be my sign of Sagittarius. Yes! Oh my gosh, that's pretty big. Let me pick one more card before you go about this week. Just one card about this week coming. The Ace of Cups has been looking like my January 6th commission card, so we're going to find out a lot about January 6th this week. Pretty soon, a lot more is coming. More than we might expect. Okay, so once again, AnnetteDion7@gmail.com is my email. If you want to get in touch, and I'll brief you on everything else that's going on. I also can post now, sayings or whatever. So I'll be doing that. And thank you for all your support. I'll see if I can come back tomorrow. If not, it'll be soon. And hang in there. Keep the faith. Shine your light. Activate your light. And namaste. Bye-bye now.